when they pick on the idea in their mind that you don't know much about technology, they'll take you for a ride. So what you have to do, you have to at least understand the jargon. You have to understand the basics if you want to create into the business. But most people, most of the viewers out there, they're not into that kind of thing. I've got most viewers are like, they're into import, exporting business. They're into the kind of business that Ibrahim's father's in. He sells notebooks and whatever,
I have a question.
and they use the technology to push their product or service forward. So most people don't need to understand the programming side. They just need to know how they can benefit from social media, how they can benefit from the mobile trend, and how that can push their business forward.
What I want to say is there's like a big harvest of information out there. At least before you give your idea out there to the community to develop, at least just do some research and just at least see what the trends are going on.
That's right.
At least don't get ripped off. I mean, what was the question you're going to ask?
No, I was going to follow up earlier on the earlier question about getting started and having the fundamental basics.
Right.
If someone's committed, how long do you think it would take? I mean, I know we've kind of strayed off topic now.
Honestly, when
so if someone's, let's understand this question.
Let's say me. I want to get involved in some programming and some technology.
You want to get into the technology side, so you want to learn about the programming.
Yeah. If I set aside a period of time, how long do I have to commit?
Okay, what we'll do, we'll answer that question in a minute. We'll take a caller first, then we'll move into that. Assalamu alaikum, caller.
Alaikum salam, brother.
All right, can I get your name and where you're calling from? Assalamu alaikum.
Anonymous. I'm calling from London.
Are you calling from London? Okay, what's your question for the guests?
Well, it's not really about programming, brother. It's about,
ask any question,
business.
as long as it's related to business.
I have this business idea.
Okay,
How
excellent.
can I contact big companies like Apple? Because I have this business idea that will help all the Muslim world, you know.
Okay.
How can I get, you know, contact with Steve Jobs, the CEO of Apple, you know, 'cause I have this business idea for 2 or 3 years, and I want to make it launch, you know.
Okay, so you understand the question slightly, and you can correct me if I got it wrong, okay? You've got a business idea, and for 2 or 3 years you've been working on it, and you said something about Apple. I didn't quite catch what you said about Apple. And you want to move it forward, so you want to know the steps, how to get your business in there?
Yeah.
Is it a technology service, a technology product?
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah? So you're really after some sort of advice, you know, how to start a business. Do you have any knowledge in that? Maybe you can...
Like, do you need to talk to Steve Jobs? He's a busy man. He's launching the next iPad. He's launching the next generation iPhone. He's looking into, was it video calls? He's looking at all the next trends. What's your idea? Come, we can help right now, live on IQRA TV.
The thing is, I can't tell you what my idea is. It's a secret. And
all right.
I've been told by a lot of investors, a lot of rich people, that this could help Muslim world. You know, this is a idea that will be big as iTunes.
Yeah, give us an industry, give us like generally, just be very vague, but give us an idea. What kind of product is it? Is it a physical product? Is it a toy? Is it a game?
Okay, that's completely fine. So you've already got investors interested. Do you have funding?
Yes.
Okay, so khalas, you can easily go ahead and prototype your idea. Go on that website we just told. What was it?
Yeah, there's plenty of sites.
There's plenty out there.
Or you can get in touch with us. You can call us. You can send us an email. You know, umacom.com. Just get in there. You can reach me. You can reach Ashkar, or you can reach Ibrahim as well. We're all members in there, so you can post your question. If we can help you, inshallah, we won't hesitate to help you.
But okay? Straight away, you have now funding. Go ahead, create a business document, create a plan for your application, your idea, and create a prototype. Test it out first. Okay. Say, is this feasible? You got funding, you got this much funding. Use a little bit of your resources, trial it out, see if it's going to work. Do you know whenever Google releases a product, they release it in alpha, they see if it's popular. If it's not popular, they axe it. If it's popular, they make it beta, and then they release it.
That's right.
Do the same thing. Trial it out, prototype it. If it is revolutionary, it will catch on, and it will change the world. You could be the next Steve Jobs. Actually, please be the next Steve Jobs. I would love you. I would say, alhamdulillah, we, mashallah, helped out someone. You know, honestly, we'd love, like, I have so many ideas in my head, but I only have so much little time, so much little resources. I'm already stretched. I work like 9 to 8 p.m., sorry, 8 to 8 p.m., then I go home and work on my own projects, and I'm stretched thin. I would love to be able to tutor people, to kind of like evangelize, tell people that they can make it on their own. They don't need the investors. I pay like £20 a year hosting fees, and I host a website. I have like a little bit of adverts, and I make like honestly like exponential amount compared to the cost.
Every month it's ongoing and
just
increases.
on the adverts, and I don't even keep the money myself, it all goes away. But
it's very interesting, and we actually share something in common, all three of us here, because I started yumacom.com. It's really to share my experience in business, because I've been in business since, well, even before I was 16. I was got into programming. We really didn't, at the time when we was developing that game, we weren't thinking of making money, we were just following our passion. Now I deviated slightly, I went into the import-export business. Ashraf here, he focused more into the programming side. So mashallah, I'm really proud of him as a brother. He's achieved a high level in his field. So that's really great, okay? Now, people want to know, you know, you don't need much money, really. People are deceived. They're thinking, you know, I need millions and millions of pounds to develop a technology product out there. Getting into doing a business today can be very easy. You can have a full-time job, and on the side, like you said about the guy that developed Diggs and all these other social businesses out there and websites out there, they developed it on the side. And it's very interesting. So we want to know more about that, you know, people. And you said a very key thing. You said research, market research, and that's going to benefit the caller, because they need to really do market research. They need to test the thing, maybe do a poll.
Well, mashallah, he's already got investment from people, so people already
he's
know
already convinced
his
them on the
idea.
product.
Now it's time to just go ahead and make a prototype, see if it's actually feasible in that aspect, see if it's the technology is out there to support it. I don't know if you're making software, I don't know if you're importing and exporting laptops, I don't know what it is, but trial it out. If it works, it will be successful.
Excellent.
I mean,
excellent.
how did your father's business, how did it go? How did it just start off big, or did it start off small? How did he start his business?
Like we were saying earlier, it starts off small, and you put in a lot of time and effort and patience, and the returns aren't always immediate. Actually, they're never immediate. There's never instant gratification, really. But you persevere and you wait for a while, and then, you know, it culminates into something that's beneficial.
Did he have investors to start off with, or did he just have an idea and he funded it himself, like most people do?
Funded it himself.
So it really grew organically. It started from a very small scale, and he organically grew.
I have a lot of...
Now, I want to ask Brother Ibrahim a question, right?
Sure.
Where do you find inspiration? Where does your father find inspiration? Now, because we had a caller last week, and he was saying, like, you know, give us some advice, spiritual advice. So do you have anything? Because I know you're involved in lots of stuff, you know, education, with charity. Tell us a bit more about that.
About the charity?
About charity, about your involvement as well.
I mean, there's several charities. There's one that just recently did a couple of things. It's called Muslim Welfare House.
Okay.
They recently put on a fundraiser for Gaza, raising £40,000.
George Galloway
so you're involved with Muslim Welfare House at what capacity?
Education officer.
Education. So you organise events and all that stuff. So I know you're very, you know, knowledgeable in religion. Now, where do you get the inspiration from? Is there something, a bit of advice or something that you were telling me about earlier, that you get inspiration from, that could benefit someone out there? They want to start a business, and they're thinking, you know, what is it that Ibrahim's father's got? What is it that all these entrepreneurs have that gives them that edge?
Definitely. Well, before I get right into that, I just want to say that, I mean, through all these difficult times, I would ask not just my father, other people who are going in the same situation, if they found it to be really worth it, if they found it, you know, maybe they should just stop and get a regular job. And there seemed to be something that drove them to it. And I'm still trying to get at the bottom of it, but personally for myself, and I think what drives these organizations as well, they're not out there for profit, but there seems to be something else that drives them to perform and function as a business.
Because it's a passion. But what I want to know is, other than the people out there, I want to know about Muslims.
Yeah.
I want to know about Muslim entrepreneurs. Like your father, where does he get the inspiration from? You were talking to me earlier about certain ayahs that inspire you, that make you feel, right, okay, when things are tough, you look at them and you say, right, this is it, you know, this is what's there. I want to know about that, because, you know, that we have this caller. We want to answer these kind of things, you know.
Well, there are several ayahs.
So what is it that you find personally inspirational, that pushes you forward, and your father as well, and people like you?
There are several ayahs in the Quran, actually. I don't have the exact ayah on the top of my head, but that actually speak in business terms and ask the believers and ask them, shall I inform you, for example, of a business transaction that will leave you definitely on gaining something.
Okay.
There are other ayats which ask, shall I inform you of a loan that if you...
And there's advice there for these kind of things. But what you was talking about earlier was like Surah Al-Asr, you know?
Yeah.
It teaches you from that surah, from what I understood from you, and I learnt it from you, and all credit goes to you, brother
No, not to me,
Ibrahim,
man.
you know.